Today, we're gonna look at the difference between investing your money and putting your money in a savings account. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody, and welcome to Master Money. My name is Andrew. I'm the host of the Personal Finance Podcast and founder of MasterMoney.co. And today, I'm gonna show you the difference between investing your money and saving your money in a savings account. Now, here at Master Money, we always talk about investing your money is the way to accelerate your wealth building process. And so what I wanna do today is show you the difference that if you just keep your money in a regular old savings account, then what's gonna happen is you're going to lose out on a bunch of gains. Now, before we jump in, one thing I want to mention is if you have an emergency fund or you're saving for short-term savings goals like a down payment on a house or something of that nature, then you definitely should keep that money in a savings account because you don't want that money to get cut in half during a recession and lose out on that money when you need it. But every extra dollar that you make, you need to be investing that money so that you can combat against inflation and you can grow your wealth to generational wealth for you and your family. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at what's the difference if you invested your money and got an 8% return, or if you put your money in a savings account and got a 0.05% return, and you saved $500 a month in either or account. What would happen here? So in 10 years, if you saved $500 a month and you invested it at an 8% return, you would have $91,000. Versus if you put it in a savings account with a 0.05% return, you'd have $60,000. Now the gap there is $30,000 in 10 years. But what do we always talk about here at Master Money? The first 100,000 is your hardest because the majority of your first 100,000 is actually your savings rate. So this gap right here is not gonna be that big, but you're gonna see the significant difference coming up. But what would happen in 20 years? What would happen if you were investing your money for 20 years, $500 a month with an 8% return? In 20 years, if you invested the money, you would have $294,000. Whereas if you just kept that money in a savings account, you'd have $120,000. Now, this is a massive difference between the two. Now, this is a $174,000 difference based on just investing your money or just hoarding cash in a savings account over the course of 20 years. This is a massive difference, and this is why investing is such an important tool to utilize when you're wealth building. Now, what would happen if you were investing $500 a month with an 8% return in 30 years? How much money would you have? Well, if you invested that money for 30 years, you'd have $745,000. If you just put $500 a month in a savings account over the course of 30 years with a 0.05% interest rate, you would have $181,000. This is a $564,000 difference. Over $500,000 over the course of 30 years that you would lose out on if you did not invest your excess cash and you just saved it in a savings account. Now, what would happen over the course of 40 years if you invested $500 a month over the course of 40 years with an 8% return? You'd have $1.745 million. And if you just saved that money, you'd have $242,000. That is absolutely amazing. The difference is $1.45 million that you would lose out on just by saving your money in a savings account. You work way too hard to miss out on that money, to miss out on that $1.4 million just because you were saving your money instead of investing it in an index fund or something else with an 8% rate of return. This is why over time, as you can see, wealth building accelerates, and it's so important to invest your money because as you invest your money and over time, your money is going to start to compound and it's going to start to grow. And as you see that money grow, it's going to be amazing for you and your family, and it's going to build generational wealth. Wouldn't you love to have $1.7 million sitting there when you retire? Because that's the power you have every $500 that you invest. Every $500 you invest will allow you to build up $1.7 million over the course of 40 years. Listen, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you learned the difference between saving your money and investing your money and how powerful investing can truly be. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell as well so you can get more content from here at Master Money. If you loved this video, here are 2 more that we love as well, and we'll see you on the next video.